Good morning and welcome back to another exciting episode of Daybreak. I'm your host, Taylor Fife.
And I'm your host, Delaney Baumus.
This morning we take a look at a club on campus that is trying to start something new.
And later we sit down with our 3 graduating seniors from this semester.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh, because here comes Daybreak. So Delaney, we've had some pretty freezing cold temperatures lately, right?
Right, it's been too bitterly cold for me. Hats, gloves, whole 9 yards, had to do it all.
Right, I'm so tired of it. I don't like snow. I don't like the cold wind.
No, I'm over it.
Right, I hate scraping my car off in the morning of all that ice.
I don't have that problem when I walk, which it turns to another problem because it's too cold to walk.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
feel that. Well, hopefully we get rid of that cold wind and we get rid of that snow. So let's send it over to weather. What do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. Well, this week we're actually seeing a little bit more sun than we have been recently. We start off our week today with a high of 33 and a low of 20. Then this weekend we're going to be seeing a little bit more sun, but still pretty cold with highs of 32, 36, and lows of 20. Then moving on later into the week, we still see some clouds coming through, but a little bit of sun with a high of 39 and a low of 22 on Monday. Tuesday, we have a high of 40, a low of 29, and Wednesday, a high of 42, low of 34, and we finish out the week on Thursday with a high of 41 and a low of 34. That's all for your weather. Now back over to Taylor and Delaney on the couch.
Thanks, Sarah Ray. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get rid of that cold weather, but we do get rid of that snow.
That's okay. I can deal with that.
I can deal with that as well. Well, jumping right into it, last week I had the opportunity to go to Good Luck Have Fun's Mario Kart tournament and talk to them about what they are doing for our campus. As students are racing to the end of the semester here at Point Park, participants at the Good Luck Have Fun Esports Club are racing to the end of the Mario Kart tournament. Esports is defined by CNN.com as the world of competitive organized video gaming, and the Good Luck Have Fun Esports Club is looking to bring that community to Point Park's campus.
With what Dean Transilli's trying to do, I see it being a big part being like in TESPA, which is a huge collegiate league in all of esports. Pitt is part of it, CMU is part of it, Robert Morris is part of it. Bunch of big state colleges are part of this, so I see Point Park being part of that, and seeing with Pittsburgh esports is here, and hopefully get on board with the Pittsburgh Knights.
This club not only benefits students by allowing them to have a little fun in their free time, but it helps SAEM students in the classroom as well. SAEM junior Tom Churchill is a part of the Business of Esports class, and he fully supports what Good Luck Have Fun is doing here on campus.
I love it. They're doing a lot of good things for the school, for sure, and they've been helping us out a lot, especially in our class, the esports. So they're just committed to creating something, and they're doing a good job so far.
Don't miss out on your chance to be a part of this rapidly changing field and the industry that's worth about $1 billion. Don't forget, good luck and have fun. Reporting from Lawrence Hall, I'm Delaney Baumus for Daybreak.
It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood as author of the new biography titled The Good Neighbor, The Life and Work of Fred Rogers visited Point Park. Maxwell King talked to students and faculty in the Center for Media Innovation building. King shared his difficult and long process behind the creation of his Mr. Rogers biography and offered advice to students who desire to enter the journalism and media professions. This year celebrates the 50th anniversary of the premiere of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. King wrote the biography because he wanted to show people the real Fred Rogers and showcase all aspects of his life, even some that are generally unknown. King also stated that the book is extremely timely, as the values that Mr. Rogers instilled in the community are needed in our world now more than ever. At the end of the event, King took questions from the audience and even signed a few books for students and faculty.
The experience of doing a book taught me a great deal about writing, about organization, about communication, that I think will be valuable. I think has already been valuable for me in a variety of ways. And I hope will be valuable when I try to do another book, which I'd like to do soon. I'm going to be retired next spring from the Pittsburgh Foundation, and I'd like to do another book.
If you are interested in learning more about the life of Mr. Rogers, King's book is now on sale. The film starring Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers, You Are My Friend, will be in theaters next fall. Coming up after the break, graduating senior Sara gives us the latest in Pittsburgh sports.
And graduating senior Alex Popichak delivers the latest in national news. Stay tuned because you'll find all that and more after the break.
All right, we're ready.
Oh, no. You are right here.
Is the wind really necessary, guys? We need the wind. Okay.
You go today. It's awful. Yeah. Awful.
Okay, I need someone to make me laugh.
Where's Wyatt? Wyatt's always late, duh.
I'm here. Jealous?
Get out of my way. Stop.
Cool. Okay. And now we're smiling. There's a lot of noise going on. Let's keep the background. A lot of noise.
3, 2, 1.
Here at the Pioneer sideline.
We covered the real sports.
On another season, the Penguins are just getting started with the regular season this week. Pioneer sideline.
The show that starts your Friday mornings has returned with both familiar and new faces. Daybreak host Taylor Fife and Delaney Bomas are bringing you the latest updates in Pittsburgh and Point Park news. We also have a variety of talent on our free segments. Whether it be singing, dancing, or indeed egg smashing. Start your mornings with us at Daybreak on UView at UView Television.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Sara Mackulin with your latest Pittsburgh sports news. Unfortunately, things haven't been going too well lately for Pittsburgh sports teams. On Saturday, Pitt faced off against Clemson in the ACC College Football Championship, and it wasn't pretty. Pitt quarterback Kenny Pickett only threw for 8 passing yards in the game, and the team's 191 rushing yards were not enough to secure a victory. Clemson finished on top, dominating Pitt by a final score of 42-10. Fans will have the chance to watch Pitt in action one more time when they face off against Sanford in the Sun Bowl on New Year's Eve. And Pittsburgh football woes continued on Sunday as the Pittsburgh Steelers lost their second straight game, falling to the Los Angeles Chargers 33-30. However, the game did come with some controversy. In the final seconds of the game, the Chargers attempted a game-winning field goal and missed, appearing to send the game into overtime. However, the Steelers were called for an offsides penalty, allowing the Chargers to re-kick. This time the kick was blocked, but the Steelers were called offsides yet again. Third time proved to be the charm for Chargers kicker Josh Lambo as the game-winning field goal sailed through the uprights. The Steelers will look to bounce back this Sunday against the Oakland Raiders. On a brighter note, the Pittsburgh Penguins were able to shine a glimmer of hope for fans Tuesday night when they defeated the Colorado Avalanche at home by a final score of 6-3. Despite blowing a 3-0 lead, the Pens managed to bounce back, all thanks to Patrick Hornquist. In the third period, Hornquist recorded a hat trick in just 2 minutes and 47 seconds, which set a new record for the fastest hat trick in Penguins franchise history. This win snapped a 5-game losing streak for the Pens, and they will look to keep this winning streak alive in the next matchup against the New York Islanders. And that's the latest in Pittsburgh sports. Let's head back over to Alex Popichak. What are the latest updates in national news, Alex?
Thanks, Sarah. The nation's 41st president was laid to rest yesterday. Former President George Herbert Walker Bush was honored with a state funeral Wednesday at the Washington National Cathedral. NPR reports Bush's eldest son and the nation's 43rd president remembered his father as a great and noble man. Attendees included President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, and former Presidents Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and Jimmy Carter. Bush's casket had lain in state at the U.S. Capitol since Monday. Bush was laid to rest yesterday at the Bush Presidential Library in College Station, Texas, alongside his wife Barbara. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, the state's legislature has weakened the powers of its incoming governor. Wisconsin Public Radio reports the state legislature voted early Wednesday morning to remove some of the governor's powers. The legislation passed by Republican-controlled Wisconsin legislature make Democratic Governor-elect Tony Evers' campaign promises even more difficult to achieve. Namely, Evers campaigned on eliminating the Economic Development Agency and altering the state's voter ID laws, powers removed by the bills. The legislation was met with protests by voters and Wisconsin Democrats who decried the plans as an abuse of power. The legislation now heads to the desk of sitting Republican Governor Scott Walker. That's all for national news. Let's head back over to the couch with Taylor and Delaney.
Thanks, Alex. Coming up after the break, we find out about the newest Facebook scandal.
And we get the juiciest entertainment wrap-up from Hollywood. All that and more only on Daybreak.
I know just the trick. Bippity, boppity, boop! Much better. Guys, Samir Nesby, and I'm outside of the Benedum Center right now. So in just a few moments, we're going to go inside the Benedum Center to talk to Trevor Dion Nicholas, who plays the genie in Disney's Aladdin. I'm Samir Nesby giving you the theatrical scoop for the Berg. Hey guys, so I'm now inside the Benedum Center with Trevor Dion Nicholas, who plays the genie in Disney's Aladdin.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Andrew Brinker here with your timely tech news. Well, another scandal for Facebook as company documents and internal emails released on Wednesday showed that the company used user data to favor certain companies over others from around 2012 to 2015. According to the New York Times, the documents and emails, which were released by a British parliamentary committee, showed that Facebook favored companies like Lyft, Airbnb, and Netflix by giving them access to data like Facebook friends lists that they restricted other companies who they saw as challengers from seeing. In one instance, when Twitter launched the video app Vine, Facebook immediately shut down Vine's access to Facebook friends lists. The documents additionally revealed that Facebook had treated data as a valuable resource and disregarded user privacy. The social media giant released a statement on Wednesday saying that the documents had been taken out of context and that they were all part of a, quote, baseless lawsuit. In a strange Twitter incident last Friday, Rudy Giuliani, former New York City mayor and lawyer for President Donald Trump, fell victim to a prank that displayed an anti-Trump message on his Twitter page. According to the BBC, Giuliani, in a tweet about last week's G20 summit, forgot to put a space between G20, a period, and the word in. Well, unfortunately for Giuliani, that created a hyperlink to an active domain, and Jason Velasquez, a marketing director from Atlanta, Georgia, took notice. Velasquez quickly purchased the domain, and now when you click on that hyperlink on Giuliani's Twitter, you'll be taken to a simple website that says, quote, Donald J. Trump is a traitor to our country. Well, on Tuesday, Giuliani took notice after the tweet had gained quite a bit of popularity and once again took to the social networking site accusing Twitter of creating the hyperlink, saying, quote, "Twitter allowed someone to invade my text with a disgusting anti-president message." Giuliani has yet to remove the original tweet. That's all for tech news. Let's head over to Wyatt Cree for the latest entertainment wrap-up. Wyatt.
Ayo sis, it's your boy Wyatt Cree with this week's rundown of what's happening in Hollywood. From Victoria's Secret catwalk drama to the triumphant return of another teen starlet, I've got it all, so let's get to it. In our top story, Ariana Grande breaks the internet. The superstar released the chick flick-inspired music video to her first #1 single, Thank You Next. The video gained over 50 million views in 24 hours, becoming the most viewed debut video in YouTube history. The clip shows Ariana and besties bopping through cult classic teen movies, including Mean Girls, 13 Going on 30, Bring It On, and Legally Blonde. Grande even brought in some famous faces to scalp the children even harder. Ari recreates the iconic bend and snap scene with Legally Blonde's Jennifer Coolidge, and even enlists, Kris Jenner to play Regina George's Mean Girl mom. Of course, Ari couldn't create a vid without some Easter eggs for her hungry Arianators. Among them included the instrumental for 7 Rings during the intro and a t-shirt that read Needy, both of which are tracks scheduled for release on her upcoming 5th album. Thank You Next may have dipped to #2 on this week's Billboard charts, but it is sure to reclaim the #1 spot thanks to the very viral video. In OG Mean Girl news and other break the internet news, LOL, Lindsay Lohan is the latest starlet to score a Paper Magazine Break the Internet cover. She follows fellow bandwidth bashers Kim Kardashian, Nicki Minaj, and most recently Amanda Bynes. In the spread, Lohan channels her inner Disney starlet, serving looks as classic princesses like Snow White and Cinderella. The classic 2K club girl also makes news this week with the trailer of her brand new MTV reality series, Lindsay Lohan's Beach House. The docu-series offers a look at Lindsay's boss moves in Mykonos with the opening of her own nightclub resort. With Paper Mag, Lohan reveals that although she may own and run this Ibiza-style nightclub, she no longer feels pressured to party and use drugs and alcohol. Lilo says, quote, "I take care of myself and I'm healthy. I like to have fun, but that doesn't mean I need to go out and drink and be crazy. I have a good relationship with that. It's funnier to watch other people party." Good for you, Lindsay. We'll be tuning in to see all the Lohan craziness whenever Beach House premieres this winter. And last but not least, who needs a burn book when Instagram is at your fingertips? Following the airing of her performance at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, singer Halsey took to the gram to take a stand against comments made by VS PR head Ed Razek. In an interview with Vogue about inclusivity in the fashion industry, Razek made controversial comments saying, quote, "If you're asking if we've considered putting a transgender model in the show or looked at putting a plus-size model in the show, we have. Well, why not? Because the show is a fantasy. It's a 42-minute entertainment special, and that's what it is." Halsey, just one of the many musical guests from this year's special, responded to these hateful comments, saying, quote, "As a member of the LGBTQ+ community, I have no tolerance for a lack of inclusivity, especially not one motivated by stereotype." Halsey wrapped up her post expressing more support and solidarity for her trans brothers and sisters, even directing her followers to support GLSEN, a nonprofit benefiting and protecting LGBTQ+ youth. You go, Halsey, stick it to those close-minded execs. That wraps up all things entertainment this week on Daybreak. Let's send it back over to Taylor and Delaney on the couch. Later, legends.
Thanks, Wyatt. Delaney, have you got a chance to see that Thank You Next video?
I feel like I'm the grandma of UView because I have not seen it and I'm very behind on my pop culture.
Yeah, I loved it because I love Ariana Grande and she's actually coming here to Pittsburgh June 12th.
Oh, okay. Well, are you going to that show?
I want to. It's 2 days after my birthday, so...
You should definitely go then.
Yeah, I'm hoping my mom sees this and she buys me tickets.
Okay, cue to Taylor's mom. Buy her tickets for her birthday, because that's a need.
Yeah.
And next, we sit down with our 3 seniors to reminisce on their time here at UView Television and see what's next for them. You don't want to miss it, only on Daybreak.
The United Student Government at Point Park University, working since the 1970s to solve the issues that matter to you. What concerns do you have about the university? Student life, safety, food service? Send us an email to studentconcerns@pointpark.edu or stop by our office on the 7th floor of the Student Center. You can also attend our weekly open meetings on Mondays at 3:15. Follow us on social media at USG_PPU for more. The United Student Government. By the students. For the students.
The Point Park Sports Network, bringing you live coverage of Pioneer Athletics on Stretch Internet, the home of the River States Conference and the NAIA. Subscribe today for complete access to the Point Park volleyball, baseball, basketball, and soccer teams. Watch live and on-demand broadcasts, and don't miss a minute of Point Park Athletics. Head to pointparksports.com/live for broadcast listings. The Point Park Sports Network, your streaming home for Point Park Athletics.
3, 2, 1.
Please visit our website. Please, it's a nice website. Please visit our website. Please.
If you have ever watched television, whether accidentally or on purpose, UView is for you.
Welcome back to Daybreak, and welcome to our 3 guests, Alex Popichak, Wyatt Cree, and Sara Mackulin.
All 3 are seniors from UView graduating this month. Sara is a producer and host of Pioneer Sideline and also station manager for UView Television.
Wyatt is producer and host of Entertainment on Point.
And Alex is creator, producer, and sometimes host of News Nights. Thank you all for coming on today. And before we get into it to hear it from each of you, our co-producer Jess put together a video to commemorate your time spent at UView Television. Roll it, Jess.
Oh my. So I do remember freshman year that I had crewed a couple of the shows. I really took a liking to doing audio for Sideline because that was fun to me to play with the case of the week and see like how that works and that kind of a thing.
Start with UView. So I started with UView my second semester of my freshman year. I had known about it right off the bat. I had got that initial email for the informational meeting, but it was still freshman year, getting your feet wet, getting used to being in college. So I didn't jump on right first semester, but I did second semester. I went to the informational meeting and it seemed like something I wanted to do, and it took me maybe 2 shows of Pioneer Sideline because of course I wanted to do sports, and I jumped on air and I've been on air ever since.
Okay, so I definitely came to Point Park and was a little timid to join UView at first. I feel like there's a lot of people like that. But obviously I was always intrigued by Entertainment on Point, and it was Aubrey producing at the time. Right before Casey was about to start training with her. And I would really gravitated towards that. I've always loved music, movies, everything, entertainment. Obviously I'm a pop culture freak, read my Twitter.
Yeah, I was the first, I think female producer, but I was definitely the first female host of Sideline, and that was something I not necessarily think I would do freshman year, but as the years progressed, being on Sideline, and I love it so much that I knew I definitely wanted to be a host one day. So when Blaine told me that me and Josh would be being the host, that was a great feeling. I mean, yeah, it's nice having the title as first female, but I was just happy to be a host and be on Sideline and be that part of it where you can control everything that goes on with the show, from scripts. I love writing scripts. I mean, I like writing in general, so that's a great feeling, and I like being kind of the head of the show.
Once I fully jumped in and started going to other shows where I could at least meet people and learn how to do different things that I wasn't always getting to do on Entertainment on Point, because obviously I wanted to get my stories in, show that I could do it and be on air and stuff. So getting that experience from all the different shows and meeting everyone, it really eased my mind. I think I started my second semester. So once I really started doing that, I was okay, I can stick with this. This is gonna work out. I'm into it.
So one of my best friends in the world is Bobby Bertha, and I met him through student government, but we really bonded over building News Night. And I really got to know him because when you're producing a show with somebody, days. You're how in long there this contract between Pennsylvania every couple of days. You're
their
talking
faculty
with them
has been expired
October 19th. I've met some
the day the state's
amazing
faculty
folks
union has
through
slated
doing the
to
show.
walk
I think
out.
everybody
So what does all
that's
this
a
mean for the
senior
system's
or a junior
112,000
at some point in their career in the past 2 years here, they've anchored News Night. So I've gotten to work with everybody at UView, and that's been an amazing feeling to be able to say,
wow, I've worked with everybody, they've come through, they're great to work with, and it's just been an absolute pleasure to see that come together and to see, you know, some of my best friends are here, and that's when I talk about stuff that I'm going to miss in the long run. I'm talking about, you know, folks like Nick Kaziski. I'm talking about Mike Turk. I'm talking about you, Jess. I'm talking about, you know, this great group of people, and our Newsnight crew too. I mean, I love them to death. I see them every week. It's great. The folks at EOP are great. The folks at, I mean, it's just this community of people, like I said, with a common goal, but at the same time, like, they're good people at their core, and you don't find that often, especially in something as competitive as television. It's really cool to see that.
So like getting to know Casey was definitely the greatest because I got to learn so much about producing, and we shared so many loves of like the same celebrities, all of the pop girlies. So getting to talk to someone who like shared the same interests and like wanted to do like something more fun like on Entertainment on Point, and like was willing to switch it up and not always stick to like what Entertainment on Point has always been, because I think everyone who gets a hold of it should like try to leave their little mark on it. Like definitely try to make it so your own, and that's what kind of each of them taught me to do. Definitely Aubrey set it like such a high standard, and I was like, I can blow it out of the park. I think I did. And so getting to go through like several different phases of it was really, really fun. Like, and I'm grateful for that. I'm so glad of like where I've gotten it and everyone I get to work with.
Like my favorite part about being station manager is helping people. I like the leadership aspect of it, but just being there to help students that are new and they don't necessarily know how to work just a camera, or helping them, having crewed Gina's classes and being in Gina's class myself, and then being a part of UV for so long. I could give them little tips. Hey, you do this better, and just seeing them progress. There's so many people that I've seen from, like, I've known them as freshmen and now they're sophomores, juniors, and I've seen them progress so much, and that just makes me so happy. So seeing people be happy at UVU and enjoy it is what I get out of it.
Definitely UVU has given me all the chances to make the mistakes that I've needed to make, whether it be on camera, behind the scenes, learning how to fix those mistakes, whether you be live or whether it be a learning thing. And that's so helpful. And then getting the chance to make a reel of content that is representative of you, literally UVU. It's the content you want to make, what you want to write about, and getting to build that reel where it's your personality within your stories is so, so cool, and like everyone absolutely should take advantage of it, especially if you want to go in this kind of career.
I have a couple of things. One, obviously get involved as soon as you can. If you're thinking, oh, I'm just a freshman, all I'm qualified to do is audio, forget that. You know, jump in, try something that scares you, because who knows, that could be your calling. You may be the next great technical director. You may be the next great floor director. You may be the next great talent. Do the thing that scares you, jump in headlong, because this is a community that will support you through that.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been a part of UVU. In my time here, it's been great. Like I said, it's been my family, my second family, my home away from home, and I'm very, very sad to leave. It's a part that I'll miss, but just thank you to everyone, especially everyone at Sideline. That's like my little mini family, for being so helpful and energetic and wanting to be there. And just for everyone at UVU, please make sure it stays the great campus club organization that it is, and I think it will be, because we have a lot of talented people that are still here when I'm gone.
UVU, it's been a run, it's been a journey. I think we've all been through it, but we're gonna get through it together is what I've learned from UVU, and I'm gonna miss you. That's so weird to say I'm gonna miss UVU. I feel like I'm gonna be coming back here. Adios, UVU. Later, legends. I'm out. Peace. Literally.
Hi, I'm Alex Popichak, and I'm just super stoked to be here right now. Honestly, it's a great time. What a time to be alive. We're gonna go. We're gonna fight, and we are going to win this thing. Yes, it's television, but I don't know what we're gonna win, but we're gonna win it, whatever it is. Go fight, win, don't die. Yeah. What else have I said that's like a goofy thing? Here goes absolutely nothing. I say that before every time I direct them. All right, if everybody's ready, we'll see how this one goes. Here goes absolutely nothing, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take him and cue him. I don't know what else I'm rambled about, but go fight, win. Do the thing. Do the thing that scares you. Just do it. You know what I'm going for. I can't do that because I'm holding a stick mic, but like, you know what I'm going for. The Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Yeah. You.
Well, that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Papa
So
Check at
cute.
the end.
Yep.
What were you doing?
So basically afterward, I had thought about, wait a second, because I was asked the question like, what's your UView sign off? And I was trying to think of like, what are the things that I ramble? And so that's just a master cut of all of the things I ramble. One thing that you pointed out though, I always say keep fighting the good fight, and I'm not sure that actually made it in.
Yeah,
but,
that's what you always say to me at least, yeah.
Brandon, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was early in the morning when I did it anyway, so my
So you weren't
apologies.
all there.
No, I'm never all there.
Okay.
But, oh man.
So what was your guys' reaction to that video? Like, how was it talking about your experience here?
I mean, I think it was hard for me to put everything into words. I mean, I ramble a lot. Like Alex just said, we all ramble. I mean, that's why we're in television. But it was hard, especially me having sideline, but also being the station manager, to come up with all the words I wanted to say, because the words just don't cover it all, how much UView has meant to me over the past 3.5 years. So that was the toughest part for me. But I guess it turned out all right.
I think it turned out well. Wyatt, what do you think?
It was certainly so weird looking back. Like, it doesn't feel like it's ending almost. Like, we're in, we're out, and like, we've left our mark and we're done now.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long either.
Exactly.
Like,
It went by so
crazy.
quick.
So speaking of leaving your mark, I know, Papa Check, you started Newsnight, you're the host. What are you guys' like favorite moments from like branding your own place here at UView?
I'll let you go first.
Well, I mean, I got to create 2 really crazy things, Newsnight and Point Blank Live, and between those 2, I mean, I always say that legacy is kind of irrelevant in college because, like you just said, Wyatt, I mean, we're here 4 years, we're in, we're out kind of a thing. But I mean, to be able to have said that we created a community based around something like television, that's amazing to me. And that's something I'll always take from here, is the family that I've built and the things that we've made together. No one can take that away from you, because even though it may get dated, or you know, the news of the day is always changing, you won't be able to take away those kinds of memories when I got to work with everybody. It's been so cool to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said in the video, like, even I don't care about the fact that I was the first female host, but I mean, that's something that I'll definitely take away from, because I paved the way for, I mean, Allison's following in my footsteps. She's going to be hosting with Turk when I'm gone. So it's nice knowing that I'm paving the way for other women in the sports industry to come and hone their skills on sideline, and that's something that they can have for their resume reel, that they hosted a sports show. And I mean, it started a lot with Josh. Me and Josh had big shoes to fill when we took over for Blaine. And we kind of revamped the show, going from just national sports and all that stuff more to Point Park sports, because that's what we can get our hands on here. And I think we're definitely leaving the show in good hands, though.
I think like the most memorable part for me is just like getting to make fun and silly content with like people who want to make fun and silly content sometimes, whether it be just like the Easter egg special on Daybreak, dancing the Irish jig, or anything kooky crazy we've done on EOP. Just getting to do all of that and make it worth it. Like make fun content that you want to put out there for other people to see.
Right, exactly.
So throughout the years, have you guys faced any major challenges, and like how did you overcome them?
Oh, major challenges.
That's a hard one.
I mean, being station manager is a major challenge. It's not as easy as it may look. There's a lot that I have to deal with, and sometimes, I mean, I'm running a whole organization, and it's not just a 10-person organization. We have, I think my email list is 95 people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. I mean, they may not all come. They may have just came for the pizza at the first meeting or whatever. But just the fact, managing that whole organization, making sure I'm keeping contact with everyone, it's a challenge. I love it. I loved being station manager. Probably that's one of the greatest takeaways I'll take away from my time here. But yeah, I mean, that's a challenge in itself, dealing with everything, but I love it.
I would say, I mean, for my part, we rebooted Newsnight 3 times. This is the 3rd reboot of Newsnight. So we've gone through like 3 different ideas of how the show should be. And so I think the biggest challenge was to just keep at that kind of a thing. And same thing with when we did Point Blank Live, it was like a field production in a space not built for television, in a space not built for stage. And so when you put all that together, it's just, that was a major challenge, but I think what got me through all of it is that same group of the 90 or so folks that make up UView and you know, our little Newsnight family and the Point Blank Live family. That was it's one of those challenges that you can totally overcome, but it's part of getting through that mental challenge of, can I actually do this? Well, yes, you can.
Biggest challenge is just keeping it fresh, like each week, each semester. I went through kind of 3 different phases of EOP. Transitioning set to sets, whether it be that or just coming up with new ideas for new segments. That's probably the biggest challenge. I think everyone should use their creative mind to fix it.
That's very true. And wrapping it up, where can we see you guys in the future? Like, what are you guys planning on doing? Do you have anything set in stone yet?
I'll let Alex go with that, because he's got the biggest news out of the 3 of us.
If I do my job right, you'll never hear from me. I'm going to be a producer up at Erie News Now. I signed a 2-year contract up there, and I'm pretty excited to get to work in television doing, I mean, the work I've been doing with Newsnight, just for like a real job with money and stuff. I mean, that was totally eloquent, but you know what I'm going for here. I mean, it's really cool to be able to say that I've turned this hobby into a passion that is a profession.
Right, it's no longer just a hobby anymore.
Yeah, and so I will be effective January 14th. I'm going to be a producer up at Erie News Now.
Well, congratulations. We're excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm chilling, booling in Pittsburgh, freelancing, book your girl.
Yes.
I mean,
Working
hey, sometimes that
and
leads to the
vibing it
best gigs.
Completely. Until it's time for me to relocate, then I'm Gucci. Then we'll go back into the entertainment news.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be seeing my face around, unfortunately. I'm sticking around. I'm going to grad school here. It wasn't on the horizon, forecast, whatever for me. I mean, I love school and I love Point Park and I love everyone here, but like, I was ready to, done with the classroom. But I got offered a grad assistant position in the Point Park athletic department, and that's kind of going along the lines of where I see myself in the future. So, plus they pay for me in full to go to grad school. So it seemed
sounds like a good gig.
Like a no-brainer for me. So you'll be seeing me around here and there, maybe probably not on air, but around.
Well, congratulations to all of you guys. That sounds great. And we get our surprise here. A surprise.
Oh, there's
Welcome to the grown-up
Welcome to the grown-up world. Oh, I don't want to read that.
Aww.
I don't consider myself a grown-up.
Do any of us though?
I don't think.
We love a Tumblr.
Oh yes.
We try and act like we are at times.
True.
We're owning. I guess I should
always remember
My favorite color.
yes. Even though I don't drink coffee, I can put tea in it.
There, perfect.
Oh, I'll be spilling tea.
Oh, okay. We'll have to look forward to that.
I've been waiting, like, I've seen seniors get this, like, for 3 years now.
So you're ready. It's your time.
Oh, man.
There we go. UView branding at Erie News Now.
Oh, love it.
She's so
Okay, Dale. All right. All right.
That's a tradition here at Daybreak.
Yes.
Dale throws paper planes at us so we
From
don't
off
cry.
camera. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, well, thank you guys all for taking the time out and sitting down with us
Thank you
and
so much.
sharing your experiences. I'm going to miss all of you guys, and thank you so much for your contributions.
From the whole Daybreak team.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Dale. We get it.
All right, well, that's all we have time for today, but before we go, we have some very special announcements to make.
That's right, Taylor. We have 4 people we want to give a special shout out to. First is Sarah Gibson. She will be coming on to produce in the spring and fall semesters.
And also next semester, Delaney and I will be stepping away from the couch to work behind the scenes, and we want to introduce Taylor Spirito, Nick Tomarello, and Brianna McCall as our new hosts for the upcoming spring and fall semesters.
We want to congratulate all 4 of them for their hard work and dedication to our show, and of course, for starting their mornings with us. We are looking forward to a great spring semester. But in the meantime, don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Daybreak on UView and online at uview.pointpark.edu. And for the last time, I'm your host, Delaney Bomas.
And I'm your host, Taylor Fife, hoping your news is good news. Happy holidays, everyone.